Hello everybody, welcome to the White Tiger Tarot. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Today's pick a card is, what is the lesson that you are currently learning? What's the lessons here for you in this time and space? Right where you are, right where you're experiencing. What are you meant to be taking from this experience? What information, what teachings are here for you to learn at this moment in time? So, with that being said, okay, our pile one here is service with the amethyst. Pile number two is vanity with the jade. Pile number three is perception and the rhodonite. All right, so as always on this channel, if you're new here, welcome first and foremost. But also, I allow Spirit to completely guide me in every moment, so I do not pre-pick any decks, any cards. I just completely let Spirit guide me in the moment, so that each and every pile is completely customized and unique to you and your message and what Spirit has to convey to you. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to give you some time to meditate, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is all about the lesson that you're currently learning. This is what Spirit's trying to convey to you, trying to get across to you. There is, a blessing, a gift in the situation which you're in. And so what are you to take out of this situation? You guys were attracted to the card of service and the amethyst, and I'm just going to put your stone here. So the key words to this card specifically is, by giving up your desire, you attract everything you desire. Okay, so basically what you're meant to learn in the space in which you're at is how to kind of be more present with where you are and what you're doing and who's around you, and realize that in this moment, this is where you're supposed to be and what you're meant to be doing and who you're meant to be surrounded with. Okay, because if you weren't, you would be surrounded or you would be somewhere else. And so it's kind of giving up a certain desire of wanting to be somewhere else, wanting life to be something different, or look differently. By being present, by saying, I'm going to be here and now, I'm going to be of service. How can I be of service exactly where I am, with who I'm around, right? How can I serve here and now? How can I accept and be grateful and be present with exactly where I am, with exactly who I'm with exactly who I am in this moment? Okay. So it's a little bit of like letting go of the grasping, of the needing to have more, to be someplace else, or have it look different, and more being the present, being grounded in the here and now, being grounded with what is, because there's something here, even if it's just the energetic letting go of the future, of what could be, or of what something I desire or want badly. And in doing that, that's how you get what you want. Okay, so that's the catch-22, right? That's how the energy works. Grasping, you're repelling, but being here where you are and being of service to those around you, right, shows presence, shows readiness, and only then can energy begin to shift or move or change. Okay. We have the three of think this is the Three of Wands. But yeah, these cards are different anyway. So anyways, it's partnerships and alliances, which reminds me more of like the Three of Cups. Or even the Three of Pentacles. Maybe it is the Three of Pentacles. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's Wands. But yeah, anyways, it doesn't matter. Look, this person is surrounded by those that she loves, right? Even in spirit and in person. It's like there are those around you who need your help and who they can help you as well. It's like there are truly good people around you, good connections around you that you're meant to interact with, that you're meant to, like, I don't know if it's team up with or work with, or even just being more of service to those around you, being more of a friend, being more of an ally, right? Being more present and having more fun. And there's a lot of physical touch here. There's two hands holding, and there's like this where it's like, I've got you, right? It's just being present with who we're around at the moment and just showing how much you have their back. And then vice versa, being like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that maybe this connection was this deep, or that they had my back like that, and I just had to kind of open up to them, or I had to just see it. I had to really appreciate who and what was around me. To say that, oh, maybe I was overlooking a lot of things, or maybe I was being a little too distracted by things I wanted, maybe by work, right? And desires and building, or creating money, or those kinds of things. Maybe my attention might have gotten pulled away. And so the lesson that you're meant to learn, sorry, I'm just about to cough. I know, I'm sure you could hear it in my voice. I've been a little been under the weather lately, but I'm coming back, so here we go. So I'm going to cough again. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah, it's like you're here to be like, where am I? Who's around me? And being grateful, being here for each other, being of service to one another. And that is the most beautiful gift, to see, wow, I have so much support around me. I really do have beautiful connections here. Yeah, so again, Two of Wands, we have the waiting game. And we have the base chakra, the root. And we have 1, 2, 3, or I wanted to say 3, 2, 1. It's like these are the steps forward out of the waiting game. Okay, if you feel like you've been going round and round in a circle, it's because there's still more here for you to learn. Okay, and this is all around your root chakra healing. Okay, your root chakra, your feelings of safety, of family, of security. All right, and maybe you've had one area of that, or maybe you've been focused on the monetary means of security, when maybe neglecting the relationships around us a little bit. But it's like you've been in this cycle of going round and round and round. Maybe you've been in a pattern, and it's felt like a long time, and I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how to get past this. I want something more. I want something different. But as we can see here, it's as above, so below, right? We have these two images of the trees, in which one is sprouting and one isn't, right? And so we're the whole process of you having to do this over and over again, or being in this in-between stage, or being in this place in which you want to move on from, right? Like this kind of, you could say, purgatory type feeling. It's to get your inner world to blossom and bloom, and that will then affect your outer world. But first, we have to stop grasping. The grasping of going forward, because that's coming from a place of lack, of insecurity. When we can be present with where we are, who we're with, what we're doing, and be of service, be serving exactly where we are, being grateful, and just what can I do to help? How can I make this situation better for all of us, right? How can I be present where I'm at with the people I'm here with? That will then allow your inner world to heal this root chakra, heal your blossom inside. It's like it will then allow this waiting game, allow the doors to open, and they will open. Okay, they just have to, you have to come from a place of safety, that I am safe here, that I am settled here, I am happy and content exactly where I'm at, right? And until we do that, the door won't open, because we're coming when we're grasping, when we're desperate, when we're desiring something, we want it so badly. We're saying, I don't feel safe where I'm at. I don't feel content. I don't feel grateful. I want something more. I want something else. I want to get out of here. And that is the grasping. That's the desperation. That's the insecurity, the feeling unsafe, meaning our root chakra is out of balance. Okay. And that will just repel actually what we want, and it's going to continue. We're going to continue in the cycle until we can learn that, until we can let go and be here. And then look at that, the Eight of Cups saying we will move on from this, right? But it's going to come from the emotion. We have to reflect in order to move on. We have to see, yeah, look at that. Discontent and boredom. We have the Eight of Cups and the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is a perfect representation of this as well. It's saying I'm discontent with where I'm at, with what I'm doing, with what I have, with who I'm surrounded by. And therefore we're avoiding, or we're not seeing all the beauty, all the color, all the greatness here, all the blessings that are around us. And we're choosing to turn away, right? Where this is saying, don't turn away, turn more into it, face it, be more present with it, right? Especially if you feel discontent. That's your alert saying you need to be more present with this, okay? You need to go into this instead of withdrawing out of it. And as you can go into it more, right? Just go straight into it. Then you're going to see the energy open up. Okay. All right. Yeah, you have the World. Look at that. This is successful completion. They're saying this cycle is meant to end and wrap up. You are meant to move on from it. Okay, you are meant to come out of this cycle, out of this pattern, out of this waiting game. Okay, you are. Excuse me, I'm just going to cough again. And this is how you do it. Okay, this is how you do it. By being there for those around you, the souls around you, by being present and of service. Okay, this is the lesson that you're meant to learn in the space in which you're at, even though it might be hard. It might be hard to be present. Maybe you are, supporting someone in a difficult time in their life, and you're like, I just want this to be over. I just want to move on from this. This is hard. This is emotionally difficult, right? But it's like, but you have to be present with what is. There's something here for you. This is not a mistake. This is not by accident, right? You're here to learn something of great value and importance to your root, to the base, right? To feel safe and maybe to feel comfortable in the uncomfortable, right? To find your own safety, to find your own anchor in a difficult position. But also that you do have support, right? There are people supporting you. There are things around you. There are, people you can speak to and lean on. Okay? The universe, this is you this situation which you're at is meant to enlighten you, is meant for you to come to a grand realization about yourself in life, and it's meant to up-level you. Look at the golden stairs, right? You are meant to up-level after this, but you can't bypass the lesson. You can't skip over it. You can't, fast forward it. You have to truly be in it and believe it and realize it, truly. So you will complete this, okay? It will end. It will come to a successful completion. You will realize something about yourself, about life, and you will be better for it, okay? And you will rise above. You will extend to the next level, okay? You will come out of something difficult. This will come to a completion if you can be of service exactly where you are at this moment. Okay. Look at that. 8 of Wands. Okay, swiftness, fast progress forward. Okay, they're saying as soon as this lesson is learned, look how fast you move on. Look how fast you move up. All right, you become something new, something better, a heightened version of who you are, right? Because you freed a part of yourself. You're like, I'm more complete. I've let go of something that was holding me down, holding me back. I've learned something that was key for my soul's growth so that now I can move an octave up in energy, right? This was my own curriculum that I came here to learn, and it's going up a level, right? Swiftly, it's like, and it's on its way. It's like you are truly coming out of this, okay? You are moving out of discontentment, of boredom, of this cycle over and over again. You truly, truly are. Yeah, it's just, so be present with that knowing, okay? They want to reassure you this is happening. You will complete this. You will get out of this. So guess what? With that promise, with that being said, please be present with where you are. Please take in everything and everyone and be there for people and be of service, even when you don't feel like it, even when I'm tired today, but I know this would make this person feel more comfortable or happy, or, I'm able to do something. So you know what? Let me get off my phone, or let me get off my butt and go do the dishes for them. Even if it's something, small like that. Go open the door for them. Go, I know they like this certain baked good. I'm going to show up in the morning with it. I'm going to be my best self because I know that this situation is going to end. And I'm going to be freed, and I'm going to up level, right? I'm going to move swiftly. There's something bigger and better. And I'm not saying that it's crazy because its language is limited, right? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with where you're at, or it's even better or worse. This is just language. It's how I'm trying to convey it to you, right? But it's like there is an enlightening, there is a new cycle that you're about to begin, that you're about to embark upon. And where you're at is where your soul is needed to be until this happens. And so take in every lesson that is there for you, grasp it, hold it, because it's only going to make you better. It's only going to make you more whole, more complete, right? It's only going to make you be able to elevate, okay, at a more swift pace, right? It's like once we let go of it, once we let go of the future and we're here, it's like, bam, it opens up. Here we go. We're out of there. It's like, it's crazy how it happens. It's like truly when we're so content, we're like, I don't need to be anywhere else. I'm good here. I'm happy here. If you don't even have to be happy, you could just say, I'm accepting where I'm at, and I'm at least at peace. I'm at peace with where I'm at. I'm at peace being here. It's okay, right? It's okay. I'm okay. I can be of help here. I can be of service here. In any little way that I can be, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be present. I'm going to do it, and then watch it. Watch it open up. Watch the energy start moving. Watch this cycle be completed. It's going to be incredible. Okay. Okay, so you have Two of Wands with in reverse. So this deck that I got, it's actually the Medieval Feathers Tarot. It does two meanings on the upright and the reversal. So it's the only deck that I'm going to use reversals because there are built-in meanings. Okay. So we have absence. Okay. We have the Six of Cups in reverse with disinterest. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse, rekindle. And we have the Nine of Swords in reverse with abandonment. All right, so basically, this is telling me that you've become almost disinterested or bored with something. Maybe it's a project. Maybe it's what you are of service with. We've lost maybe passion. You've maybe lost the will to continue focusing on something. Or yeah, maybe you haven't seen a lot of progress, and so you're like, I'm losing interest, or I'm feeling disheartened. I'm feeling like I'm stuck in this old pattern. Basically, yeah, it's like you've become absent from something that meant a lot to you, from your relationships around you. And what this is saying, that like a lot of these cards actually that came up is inviting you to rekindle your passion, okay, to rekindle your fire for something, to not give up, because you're about to have a breakthrough. You're about to have a breakthrough, okay? You really are. Look, the Eight of Wands and the World, okay? You are going to have a success. You are going to complete a major cycle where you're feeling on top of the world. You're feeling like, oh man, like things are really progressing and they're going somewhere, right? It's like you do have people and you have resources around you that you need to be present with, that you need to see that you have so much, right? You have so many blessings around you. You have loving people around you. You have, resources. You have comforts. You have things around you that you can do. You have things to be grateful for, right? It's like there's an attitude here, or you've become kind of too inward or disinterested or bored. You lost interest because you're feeling ungrateful. And I don't mean to annoy you with that word, because we all get that. I feel ungrateful almost every day. There's something where I catch myself and I'm like, no, I should be grateful for that. We all have complaints. We all have things that we can point out are wrong or we don't like, or, there's always those things. But it's like we need to abandon almost the doubt, the self-doubt, the feelings and the thoughts of lack. We need to really watch our thoughts and what we're giving attention to and where our focus is lying. And if we're just being miserable because we want something else, we want it to be different and it's not, okay, being present with what is, putting our love, putting our presence into where we are with what we're working on, with a project, with relationships, with, our families, with our friends, with whatever it is that we're really, we're surrounded by, or we're being present with, or, there are things that we need to get back into presence with. We need to get back into feeling motivated. And, however you can do that, you just have to get out of a kind of conditioning or a slump. And you can only do that by giving yourself the motivation, by switching the thoughts to, this shouldn't be happening, to, this is happening. I'm going to be present with what it's there to teach me, right? The way it is, as it is, okay? Because it's as it is for a reason. And by me trying to bypass it is saying, I'm ungrateful for this, or I don't care about this, or this doesn't matter, this is wrong, right? Which it's completely needs to be reversed. Okay, it needs to be reversed. It needs to be, we need to see that it's an inward thing, that it's within us, that we have to shift, that we have to change our perception of how we're viewing this, of, we need to motivate ourselves, that there's nothing outside that's going to just come in and make it all happen for us, switch it all up, right? We have amazing people around us who are going to give us help, right? Who can help us if we ask for it, if we reach out. There are people and things around us that if we can be present with being of service, that will give us reward, right? There are many things that we can do in this moment to make ourselves interested again. And it's just by being present and stop with this negative self-talk. Stop with the, this will never work out, this will never happen for me, or this is, I hate this is awful, today is just a terrible day. Why? Why? Switch up the story. Find the good. Find the good in what's happening, in the things around you, and the people around you. Be grateful for the little things. Be grateful. Smile when someone opens the door for you. Be thankful. Oh, that was nice. Wow. You know what? I have a good friend I can talk to, and I'm so grateful for them. And we had a nice moment. We could have a nice chat together, right? Excuse me, I'm going to cough. I mean, even me being sick, right? It took me away from doing something I love for like a good amount of time, doing readings, right? And of course, there are moments where I fell into, why did this happen? I feel really bad. I'm feeling sick. I'm feeling, cold. Oh man, but I can't stay in that. And I know I can't. And I know it's not good for me. I know if I stay in that, it will snowball into more and more misery, right? Into just, and why would I want to create more of that, So I look at the positive. I look at, what Spirit wants me to rest at this moment. Spirit wants me to heal. Spirit wants me to connect in with myself and my health and take care of myself. It's an opportunity for self-care, right? So what are the opportunities surrounding you? Truly be there, be observant with what is the opportunity here that I'm not taking advantage of, or I'm overlooking because I'm somewhere else. I'm trying to be in the future. I'm trying to be someplace else, right? What am I overlooking? Who am I overlooking? Yeah, what lessons are here for me? What am I meant to be learning here and now? Okay. And only by learning these lessons, it'll just open the door. It'll be this, it's the secret code. It's the password. It's it, right? It's like, wow, oh my gosh, I overcame something. That was difficult, and we all fall into it. There's no blame here. You're not a bad person. I'm not trying to give you shit, okay? I'm not more than I give myself. And it's not shit, it's just reminders, right? It's just reminders, and we all get into it. It's just like, look, we got to pick ourselves back up. We got to do what's best for us, because if we don't, we can easily fall unconscious to the disinterest. And we need to light our fire back up, become more present instead of absent to what is and what's happening. Okay, pile number one. So that was a reading today. I hope you got something useful out of this. I hope we're still friends, because I love you guys, and I know some of these messages aren't always the easiest to receive, but I at least hope that you take them to heart, even if they can annoy you. It's okay, you know. I'd rather annoy you, and you actually think about it later, you know, and be like, you know what, it might pique up something, you know what I mean? So it's coming from nothing but absolute love, from me, from God, from Spirit to you directly. You know, this, we all every single day deal with these things, and so it's just a nice reminder. It's just a little pick me up. Hey, you know what? I could be a little easier on myself, or I could be a little easier on those around me. I could, you know, I could be a little more present, you know. There are things that are happening for me. There are, and I can feel it. And I know there's big things. I know they're coming, right? And it's like, it's hard because we want to get there so now, so fast. But we can't get there unless we can relax and be at peace with where we're at today, here and now, with how it is. Okay. And only then it'll just open up. All right. So pile one, I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming to your reading today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you on the next one. And if you did enjoy it, please let me know by leaving a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you like more detail on what's happening, we'll get as much detail as you possibly could want. Okay. You can book that down in the description box, on my website. All right. All of my love, pile one. Peace. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So this is all about the lesson that you're meant to be learning in this time and space, and where you're at. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get right into it. You guys were attracted to the jade here. I'm going to put your stone right here, and the vanity card. And so basically this card is saying that more doesn't always mean better. Okay, bigger doesn't always mean better. And that we're like, oh, I'll stop when I have enough, but there's never enough. Okay, so it's looking for external validation at some level. And what comes to mind, because it's just everywhere, right, is like, it could be, like plastic surgery is a great example of that. Of course, you know, capitalism, period, right? And I'm not demonizing capitalism at all, but it's a good example, right? It's the hustle culture, okay? And it's feeling pressure to always have bigger and better, and oh, they have that, so I must try to get that. And maybe it's not even a comparison thing. Maybe it's just you, and it's like, I need independence. I need to be bigger and better or stronger, and go to the gym 6 times a day, and, you know, cut my carbs. There's something here where it's like there's some kind of external force where we're looking outside of ourselves for happiness, for love, for contentment or appreciation, when really we don't need anything more. We need to look inside ourselves and give ourselves that love, that self-love. And at the core of vanity, the lesson for vanity is self-love, right? It's to love yourself exactly as you are, without makeup, without the gym, right? Even though these things are not bad, I'm not saying that, but if you go, oh, I can't be beautiful without this, I can't be handsome if, or I won't attract a mate. I need it, right? If there's a need, that's where it becomes an issue. That's where it becomes an attachment. It becomes an external thing that we're grasping at, when we just need to give ourselves, you know, I am exactly beautiful. I am as I'm meant to be. I am, you know, perfect in my imperfections. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. You know, I don't need anyone else to tell me that. I don't need anyone else to give me that love or give me compliments. You know what I mean? And so in this specific parable, if you want to call it that, it's like it's raining, right? And we could say, oh man, oh, oh, this is a good one. This one I definitely learned from. It's like, it's a clothes. Like I love clothes, right? I love clothes. Yeah, and or shoes even. Like I'm a sneaker person. But it's like, oh, I had last year's, even though last year, like let's say it's last year's winter coat, last year's shoes, right? Even though they're still perfectly good, it's like, but now there's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. They serve their function. They're warm, they're waterproof, whatever it is. But it's like, oh, but there's this new thing, there's this new one, right? And every time I go to buy something, right, I go, this is it. This is gonna make me, end my craving for clothes, or for, I'll be good after this. Even, oh, I do that with tarot decks. Oh my gosh, that is a big one for me. Okay, I go, this one. And even though they do serve great purpose and I get very good use out of them, but it never ends. The craving never will stop. And so until we go, I could do a reading, I could do everything I need with one deck. I really could. I really, really could. And I have to give myself that confidence, right? And I should be in that confidence that I could just take a regular Rider-Waite deck and I could deal it out. And the more and more I do it, the more and more capable I'll become of just, straight using my intuition, because that's the key. Is the key is in me. It's not in the cards, right? It's not in the clothes. It's not in the weights. It's not in the cars and the women or the money, right? It's in you. It's in you and your self confidence, your ability to say, I could be happy in the rain. I can take advantage. I can play. I can be here and happy and contented with everything I have, with who I am, in the place and where I'm at. Okay, so that's the lesson that you are currently learning. And so that's going to look different for everybody here. But that is the core message. Okay. So let me know in the comments if you would like to share. Let me know, like, how are you kind of reaching outside of yourself to validate your worth, or to validate your life, or you're deserving of something. You know what I mean? And we do it in all types of ways. So it's good to be observant and present. Oh, look at that. Here we go. Here he is. Okay, the devil, the temptation. And that's exactly it. And vanity is it's like, I mean, and literally it could be looking in the mirror. It's the vein. It's I need more lip filler. I need more hair extensions. I need to do my hair. I need to make more money so that I can upgrade my whatever, right? My phone, even. My gadgets. I need to be up to date. Okay? It's like, guys, I have like an iPhone 8. Okay? I don't even know. I think, I'm not being like, oh, I'm so out of touch, but I think they're on the 14 or something now, maybe 15. And my phone works perfectly fine, right? It's perfectly fine. It serves its function. Okay? I only have one camera. I only have one camera, and that just seems like, I don't know if anyone else has one camera now. I think every phone has at least two, unless you haven't updated in a while, like myself. Okay, but it's so easy to get caught up in that, right? Oh man, I'm in the newest, latest thing, or oh, my life. It's like you find out when you don't have these things, right? When you're okay with not having them. I don't go on Instagram anymore. I've deleted it off my phone. My account is still there. And I hope these examples aren't disconnecting you from your own. But it's just there. It's turning away. And Instagram is a great example of that too, because we post, right? And we're like, oh, everyone's got to see what I'm doing. Everyone's got to, like my posts and all this stuff. As I say that, I always ask for likes at the end of each video, but that's only to kind of spread the message further. And there is a level of vanity to it as well. I can admit that. There is a level of, I do get dopamine when I check, and I'm like, ooh, people see my videos. They like me, right? There is that for sure. But it's only if It's like we can only find our happiness, our joy, if that's being tickled in our lives. If we're like, ooh, I'm accepted, right? It's like, I would do this regardless. I've done it for a long time with no attention whatsoever. It's just, so you need to find it within yourself, right? And this is the lesson. It's the temptation to look outside of yourself when the key is inward, right? The hold, the answer, the keyhole is within yourself. It is you. It is nothing outside of you. Nothing outside of you is going to make you happy. Not even a partnership, not even a friendship, right? Not even our soulmate, our love, okay? Our soulmate is there, not to say that they're not useful and that their love isn't real. No, it's they're we in relationship to each other. They're meant to show us who our own love for ourselves. They're a reflection of ourselves and the love for ourselves. And we find out, oh, I was the love of my life all along. I was the one, that I needed to fall in love with, right? They helped me see that. They helped reflect that to me, right? I was the one disapproving of myself. I was the one putting myself down by giving someone else's opinion, over my own, or valuing something over my own value, over my own love, over my own sense of worth and well-being, right? I letting other people's thoughts or what other people will think of you trump or overtake your own sense of self and sense of worth. That needs to come in you. And once you have that, you become unstoppable and you don't care. And when that happens, everyone's like, whoa, who are they? What are they doing, right? Wow, look at them. It's like you get what you always desired from not caring that you get what you desire, not caring what other people think. That's how this works, right? And this is very similar to how number one, in certain ways, if you were attracted to that, I'd check it out. Okay. Yeah, sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is our self-worth. Okay, it's our self-worth. Where are we finding our self-worth? Externally. So the lesson that you are learning currently is to look within yourself, to start speaking to yourself with the utmost respect. Who is the person you go to and you're like, man, they're beautiful, or they're jacked, they're handsome, they're successful. Speak to yourself like you would speak to that person. Give yourself the highest respect that you would give the person that you now look to and be like, wow, they've got it. They've got what I want. They've got it figured out. You have it figured out. Okay? Keep telling yourself that. Even if you don't, you will. If you can, keep referencing back to you. Okay? Because only you know your path. Only you receive your information. Only you have had your experience. This person has had a completely different set of lessons, of experiences, right, that have led them on this certain path. And there's no two paths that are different. That are the same, that are better than one another. Not at all. Every single path, every single person, every purpose serves its purpose equally in this greater whole, in this pie that we call life. Okay? No cherry in one pie is better than the other cherry. They all taste great. They all add to the flavor. They all add to the sweetness. They all add to the joy. And if you're not a pie person, you're a cake person. Okay, every single flower on that icing, on that cake, okay, every single egg in that cake serves its purpose and makes for a greater piece. And you wouldn't want anything taken out. You wouldn't want anything different. Everything is added in for a good purpose. You are here with your own set of likes and dislikes and your own preferences and your own thoughts, your own experiences, okay, that give you a a unique way of seeing the world, a unique way of showing up in the world. And so if you're not going to be your biggest fan, who else will be? Who else is going to just point you out and say, look, that person is looking elsewhere, but they've got it. You only get it, and people only see that you got it when you give yourself it. So give yourself it. Give yourself it. You are the best. You are the highest. You are the shit. Okay? You really are. And where you're at is exactly what you're meant to be. And what you're doing is exactly what you're meant to be doing. And so do it the best you can. You know, put all of your love and energy into the present, being where you're at, with what you have. Okay? Use it to your ability, and use what you have to get you further along, to put into your passion, to put into projects that you like, to, you know, and that will, you know, and it's not to say that like material things are wrong or bad, because they're not, right? They come along with life, and then we get more success, or we get more money, and that's only one way of viewing this, right? But you are able to prosper. But you will prosper the most when you look inside yourself for the answers, when you look inside yourself for the love and the beauty, and you give it to yourself. And you have to give it to yourself in order to have it, right? Because you can't just have it out of nowhere. No one's going to give it to you except you. Okay? No one can give you love except yourself. It's being way easier on yourself. You need to be easier on yourself, and you need to turn away from the temptation of looking outward for your love, for your worth. Okay, that these things really truly aren't going to give you what you're looking for. That you can only find that within yourself. And you must give it to yourself first and foremost. Because anything anyone says to you, you will not fully receive it because you don't believe it at a core level. And that's because your self-worth, your sacral chakra, is out of whack, out of balance. Okay? It's out of balance, and so it's unable to receive. So you must continue to give to yourself in self-care, in the way you speak to yourself, giving yourself compliments, giving yourself the highest of respect, praise, okay, even for little things, telling yourself you're beautiful, or you're handsome, you're amazing, right? You really need to speak to yourself better on a higher level. And you will see how your life changes, how things around you change, how people treat you differently. When we respect and love ourselves, we will not accept any less, because we are not giving ourselves that, because we respect ourselves to the highest degree, and so we will expect that from everyone else. Excuse me. Okay, we really will. We'll expect that from everyone else. We'll say, well, I don't speak to myself like that. You know, would you let anyone speak to your best friend like you speak to yourself? You know, you got to speak to yourself like you are your own best friend. Like you truly are the love of your life, and you want, like you, or your child, right? Your inner child. There is a child within you, your own child. Would you speak to your child like you speak to yourself? Right? You want yourself to grow and flourish like a plant. We know there's been experiments where people have talked to a plant lovingly, and it's flourished. Oh my God, my throat. Sorry, I'm just going to take a drink. Excuse me. Sorry about that. might be acting too soon on getting back to speaking when my, my voice is just getting back. But, and we have the blue with the throat chakra. I mean, yeah, so, and maybe this is a lesson for me. I need to speak to myself better, right? It's showing me that I may need work. I need to speak to myself better, and that will allow me to speak to others better. To allow the relationships around me to improve, because when we speak to ourselves in certain ways, we have very little respect and love for ourselves. We accept less from other people, and then therefore, we might not respect other people as much. We might lash out, right? Because it's just that we're doing that to ourselves. So why wouldn't we do that to others? Yeah, we have service. So this was the card for pile 1. So that ended up coming out again with the sacral. Okay, so if you were attracted to pile 1, check it out. Yeah, it's just about, they're very similar messages here. It's just about being where you are, being present with what is, and not wanting to be something else or somewhere else, wanting our lives to look different. And it's not saying that your life will never change and evolve, and it will be different. And you are about to have something like that. Okay? But for us to level up, for our lives to look like what we want them, we have to let go of the desire. We have to let go of the grasping. We have to let go of, being ungrateful in the moment or being disinterested with what is, because what is what is for a reason, right? It's there for us. It's not by accident. It's not a mistake, right? And we have silence with the star. We have the Knight of Swords with mind. We have the High Priestess with inner voice. Two of Wands, possibilities. And the Ace of Pentacles with maturity. Yeah, we got to look within ourselves for our healing. Our dreams will only come from the inside out. For what we want and the wishes that we contain, okay, they won't come from getting the latest iPhone. The external things are not going to give us that. It's going to come from the inside out. It's going to come from our own inner healing and our own inner love and inner work. And so we really got to get out of the mind. It's when we're too in the mind, and the overthinking, what do they think? And the negative self-talk and the anxious thoughts of the what ifs and what's going to happen? What about this? What if I get left behind? All of those kind of intrusive and negative and disbelieving of our own selves. We need to get into self-belief, right? We need to find our own inner star, our own peace within ourselves. Connect into the body, come into the feminine, the receptivity. It's like we're too much trying to make something happen outside of us, and thinking that's going to be how it happens, when really this is an inward journey. This is something we have to energetically connect with, energetically heal, energetically say that I do deserve all that I desire, that, I am a magnet for all that I desire and want, that I am worthy of the life of my dreams. I am worthy of the highest position or the highest honor, for all the abundance that I could possibly contain. Okay. And then you're going to see the possibilities open up, and then you're going to fly. And it's like, we have to get a kind of bird's eye view, and then the expansion comes, because then we're mature, and then the new opportunities open up, right? The new energy comes into our lives. the new job, the you know, the new, you know, house, or the thing that we've been waiting on in the physical is waiting for us to become mature and ready within ourselves. And look at this person, how they've blossomed from the inside out. They see themselves as beautiful, right? As the flower, as what they want and deserve. They already have it, right? It's acting from that place of I already have, right? Energetically of I am this, I can contain this, I deserve this because I am this. And this is my life. It's already happened, right? It's already happened because it has. All right. So we just have to match the energy of what we want, of what we desire within ourselves. And so we have to give ourselves the love that is going to nourish this dream. Okay. Because if we're giving ourselves bad soil, meaning bad thoughts, meaning, you know, you can't do this, you're not good enough, you're ugly, you're fat, you're whatever it is, right? You need more Botox, right? Your wrinkles are whatever. It's like these are all beautiful things about ourselves, and we just have to accept ourselves and love ourselves. Even if you have done Botox and you're like, oh man, I regret getting it, don't be like that, you know. Accept that you did things in the moment with the information that you were given. And I'm not even saying that they're bad. It's not. It's really not. Some people need certain things, some people get it and they're happy with it, and it's all about really intention of where it's coming from, right? If it's I need this to be happy, look at that deeper. If it's I'm happy and this is just something that I'm doing out of the fulfillment of that joy, that's the energy you want to be in. Okay, things are not bad, but we have to be in this place of, you know, I'm beautiful and I'm accepting of myself. I am whole as I am, and I'm living through joy, and I'm getting this out of the joy of being me, the joy of life. And in the moment, I feel inspired to go towards this, right? I'm not thinking, oh, if I don't, see where your thoughts are coming from. Are they coming from a place of love or fear, right? Are they coming out of joy and celebration of the moment, celebration of life, celebration of self? Or are they coming out of, if I don't get this, they'll think this of me, right? If I don't get this, I'm not going to be happy. If I don't do this, I'm not going to receive love, okay? Those are the thoughts you have to look at, and you have to switch. You have to be very observant of where your actions are coming from, where your thoughts are stemming from, okay? All right. And again, I really apologize for my throat here if it's distracting. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups, love. Yes, exactly. It's the self-love, right? We need to sit in the baths of our own love. Okay, bask in the love of yourself, self-care, you know, giving yourself the highest of praises, right? The highest love, like loving words, loving thoughts. Like you really are the best. And I'm saying this is you, okay? You really are the best. And I think so too. I really, really do. You really are. You're really beautiful just as you are. You know, with everything you've done, with all of the imperfections that you perceive as imperfect, okay? They make you so beautiful. They make you so unique. You're so cool, okay? You're so cool, and only you see the world in the way that you do. And so it would just be such a shame to want to change that or shift that, right? To look outside of yourself for any kind of love, because you really, really are you're the love of your life, and don't miss out on having that relationship with yourself. Really, really don't pass that up. It's the most important relationship you'll ever have, is the relationship with yourself. Okay, so give yourself that love and respect. We have the King of Pentacles with principles. Beautiful. There is great fulfillment here for you that you are going to have. Okay, there is an empire here. There is stability here. There is wealth here. Okay, that is about to begin for you. That is coming through. And you are going to be very wealthy, very comfortable, very self-made. Okay, and with that, building something of value, of stability in our lives, the core of it should always come from love, should always come from a good place, right? Of our spiritual love, our spiritual healing, our spiritual values and principles, right? What are your values? What are your principles on life? What are your principles with your children? What are your principles within a work environment? And where are you not applying those principles to yourself and to how you act with yourself, to how you speak with yourself, right? To what behaviors are you allowing that you wouldn't allow your children to do, or you would not recommend to something? It's kind of like being about what you speak about, okay? And be about it for yourself first and foremost. It's being disciplined, having principles, having guidelines going forward, guidelines of love, right? Building yourself up with the base of love and appreciation, okay? Of yourself first and foremost, and watch your world build, watch your wealth build, watch your world become very stable, very secure, lots of growth, right? Lots of stability, because it's coming from the inside out, okay? And that is the most stable and secure foundation that you can build. That is the most successful, business that you can build from that foundation, the foundation of love, okay? It's not going to fall apart. It's here to stay. And you are someone who can contain that, who can hold that, who can, nurture this, into growing in its best and most fruitful way, because you know how to do that within yourself. That's where it all stems from, right? The inside out. So water yourself, give yourself love, and love is the only thing that can let things grow and flourish in their best possible ways, including you. And you are the one who's going to do this. You're the one this is the base, right? You're the base of your success, of course, right? So water and nourish yourself with your own love, with your thoughts, with your words, and let that grow. Let that expand you. Watch yourself evolve. Watch your life evolve and bloom and grow and blossom and wow, Okay? All right. So pile number 2, that was your reading today. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you're still with me. If you are, please let me know in the comments. You guys are so strong. You're so courageous. Not all these messages are easy to get, and we can be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I know, I've heard this. But putting it into practice is so much different, and it's so important to truly believe it. And it takes time to believe these things. We have to repeatedly, do this every single day. We have to remind ourselves. We have to constantly switch the thoughts. We have to be very present with this, right? It's not an overnight thing. It's not one time I tell myself I love you and that's it, right? I believe it. It's like I gotta day in and day out make it a practice to be watching my thoughts and watching what I say to myself and watching what I believe about my life. Okay, watching my habits, watching what I'm looking at online, right? What shows am I watching? What videos am I watching? This is all affecting my self-perception, my world perception. Okay, so you need to make changes and new habits that are going to help that worldview, that self-view change and grow. And if you're, you've been someone who's like, I want to work out, I want to do these things. If that's going to help you love and feel good and feel like showing up every day, do it. You'll know the practices that you have to do, right? You'll know what you have to do to make yourself feel more of yourself and get motivated and get into your self-love and your practices, because working out is a practice of self-love. Eating good is a practice of self-love. It's only when it becomes, I need to do this for the worth. My worth is in this. That's the problem. I can't stress that enough, okay? The thing itself is not a problem, and sometimes it is going to help us gain more love, right? So yeah, so you have to be diligent. You have to be very much in your own intuition, listening to what it is you need, okay? Listening to how it's certain practices are going to help you connect, like meditation or yoga, all right? Okay, I hope this was helpful, pals, too. Please let me know in the comments if you found this insightful in any way, shape, or form. I'd love to hear your feedback, your comments. Means so much. And please let me know by giving me a thumbs up as well. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading with me and we can get into as much detail as you'd like, okay? Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading, pile number 2. All of my love. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is all about the lesson that you're currently learning. What Spirit's trying to get your attention to, why you're in this space, and what's here for you to take out of it, right? What's the teachings here? You guys were attracted to the rhodonite here. I'm just going to leave it to the side. And the perception card, heart chakra. And so this card, basically, this woman goes through a gate, and the first time she goes through it, she sees nothing. It's like barren, right? It's barren. It's dark. It's cold. There's nothing there. She walks through this. Another gate appears, but it's the same gate, okay? It's the same garden. This time she walks through it, and it's beautiful, and it's thriving. And, there's plants and trees and warmth. And this card talks about, your perception of the current situation in which you find yourself. And so this is all within our heart space, how we're choosing to see something. Are we choosing to see the negative? Are we focusing on what we don't like too much? And maybe in like what you're physically seeing with your eyes, so I'll give you an example right now. I'm looking outside this window, and where I'm at in the world, okay, it's cloudy, it's rainy, all right. I could say, oh, this day just sucks, because I'm focused on the gloom. I'm focused on the clouds, and I'm seeing that as negative. But in my heart, if I just drop down into my heart and I say, today is a beautiful day, because yes, it's rainy, yes, it's cloudy, but it makes everything super green and very vibrant. And honestly, it's amazing lighting for a reading, right? It's overcast. It's great. I get to be inside. I'm cozy. I'm warm. It's a great excuse to warm up, make some soup. It's the perception, right? I could either make myself miserable within the perception, or I could see the good. I could drop into my heart space and say, what do I have to be grateful for in this moment here? What do I have to be grateful for looking around? What are the good things around me? What are the relationships? There are amazing people around me. There are people I love. There is support around me. I can work on something that I love, and I can have fun doing it. I can read a great book. I could go to the library if I don't have any books at home, right? I could go exercise. Even if I don't have a gym membership, I can go put on a YouTube channel on my TV or on my phone, right? There's always things that we can do if we drop into my heart to say, this is great, right? There are blessings here. There is love here. There are good things, right? There are things blossoming, and there is good to be had. There is fun to be had, right? Things are thriving and doing well. So the lesson in which you're here learning at this moment is where are your thoughts focused on? What may your eyes be missing that you could drop into your heart and say, how is my body feeling today? Right? It's changing the perception, or just saying, it's maybe my focus is on the wrong things, or it's on what's not there. It's like seeing the glass as half empty when there is half water in this glass, right? I have blessings. I have things working out for me, right? There are beautiful things, and I have so much to be grateful for. All right. Let's continue. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups with emotional withdrawal. Again, heart chakra. So you guys are definitely, the lesson that you're learning at this moment is here to develop, strengthen, balance your heart chakra, first and foremost. And you have destiny. So there's a lot changing. There might be a lot of a big ending, big new beginning with the Wheel of Fortune. But your fortune is shifting in a very positive way. We have the emerald. We have the heart chakra. The heart chakra in the emerald is also, earthly, monetary, abundance, right? And that doesn't have to be money, but it could be, having plenty around, plenty of love, plenty of, resources and food and all of those things. But you might be going through something in which you might be leaving one thing behind, right? And there might be a lot changing. So we could be leaving a perception behind. And I think that's part of it too, is even if we leave an old space, an old workplace, an old relationship, we're leaving these things behind, right? And it can be hard to keep our perception balanced through that, because with the butterflies, there's a lot transforming in the Wheel of Fortune, right? There's a lot shifting, a lot changing. And so through these shifts, through these changes, we have to find the groundedness in our heart. And look, she has her hands on her heart. We can ground in our heart to say, everything is working out in my favor. Everything is shifting for the betterment of me and my life. Everything is working out in my highest favor, right? There are beautiful things around me. There's so much to be grateful for, even if there's a lot up in the air that I don't fully see. I don't, fully see how this is going to all land, or how it's all going to work out for me. And so there might have been a lot that I've just walked away from, or I've just let go of, right? And so I'm feeling a little bit lost. I'm feeling a little bit empty. I'm feeling a little bit confused, possibly. And so it's going to take a little bit of extra work to steer our perception, which is why you're here in doing this, is to say, even through change, right? I can steer my perception. I can see the good. I can stay in trust. I can stay in my heart space of gratitude. I can stay that I know this is happening for my highest good. I can see why, things had to happen that way. I might not see all of the answers, or I might not see all the steps ahead of me, but I know in my heart that I feel at peace, that I feel what happened was meant to happen, and what's happening is meant to happen. And so I can trust in that, where I'm being led, where I'm being shifted into is ultimately for my highest good, and is going to allow me to prosper and heal and become more fortunate altogether. All right. So Spirit just wants me to give you a affirmation card here, a crystal affirmation. This one? No. Okay, awesome. So we have the Divine Temple Crystal Source. Wow, this is powerful. I'm deeply connected to and an expression of the divine source of the universe. Wow. So what you're going through is really, it's like you really are leveling up in a way, and they just want you to know that you are never disconnected from divine love and source, right? That even through a bit of chaos, even when things are shifting and changing and we're feeling maybe disconnected, we're never truly disconnected. We are always deeply connected to and expressing, the divine source of the universe. Okay, so we are deepening into that expression, and sometimes that means mixing things up and leaving things behind and going into the unknown a little bit. But it's because we are deepening into that expression, right? We are becoming more holy ourselves, and our heart has changed. And so it's like it wants to reflect that heart space back to us and show us, look, this is your new perception. This is your new space. This is how you're meant to, experience life, because your heart space has become anew. Your heart space has become something different. And so something different wants to be manifest in your life. And I also, with Divine Temple Crystal, your heart is your divine temple. So if you're ever feeling withdrawn or lost, or you feel like you're in a negative or difficult headspace, connecting with your heart space, that is your temple. That is where you connect with source, your love, and that is where you'll find your perception being able to shift. Okay, your heart space is your temple. It is your church, right? It is where you connect with divine source, light, and love within you, and that will keep guiding you through. That will recharge your batteries and allow your eyes to see something different. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, King of Cups, the Devil, Queen of Cups, and the King of Wands. We have all court cards except for the Devil. And so there may be a lot of people around you at this time, or a lot of different characters that you're surrounded by. Okay, or that you were, maybe you left some characters behind. I'm just going to clarify something. Knight of Swords, clarifying the Devil here. Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords. So thoughts. It's almost, I keep getting breaking free from the Devil, or from old versions of fake authority, perhaps, into, old matters of control. It's like we're withdrawing from the Devil. It's like right front and center. And so our perception can sink into fear. Our perception can sink into, even being tyrannical on ourselves. But the truth is that we're really healing and that we really are breaking free, right? We really are, being guided by something higher, by something more, and we really are flying. Okay, I really do feel like this devil is a lie. The fear is a lie. And it's just old patterns. It's just old, forces of control that might still have voices in our head, that are making themselves known. It's almost like old thoughts. But what's really happening is that there is a new page. There is new energy, right? And that we have to kind of gain control over our own thoughts and not let the outside color our perceptions, right? We have to make our perceptions from inside us to color it outward instead of the outward coloring us inside, okay? I mean, this could definitely be for some people like a relationship where might be a lot changing within a relationship, around a relationship, or many, okay? But there is definitely divine counterparts here, so I'm just going to mention it because it's here. And it's like we're letting go of old ways of thinking, of old outdated ways of thinking. And that can be, scary because it's unknown, right? But we're definitely coming out of the more overthinking or old ways of thought into more love, into settling into trusting ourselves, trusting our own guidance, and breaking free from those old forces, from those old ways of being and thinking. Right? It's like moving into the slowness, moving into the more loving day to day, and just being present, just being here, and allowing our own, guidance, our own light, our own inspiration and creativity, and all the things that we truly are healing. We truly are breaking free, and we're stepping into our own power position. And we're moving away. It's like we really need to, it's like we're moving on from the devil, and we're taking our power back. We're taking, putting in more boundaries over what may have felt like it had power over us before, control over us before. It colored our perceptions of life or ourselves, right? We're putting in our own boundaries. We're taking action and pulling our thoughts in a new way, and how we speak in a new way. And there's victory here. There's victory over the devil. There's victory over fear, over the negative thoughts and negative thinking. Okay, we're going to go back to the original deck. Okay, we have prayer. Yeah, so this card, I'm going to read this card out of the book. I feel like there's something specific here for you guys to take from this. It says prayer, cool lemonade. My prayers are answered. That's what we've been saying. It's like we are breaking free. Things are working out, right? It's like, it's just the fear creeps in. It's like, what if? Is this actually happening? There's a lot changing. There's a lot going on. Am I truly healing? Is this truly changing? Okay, the kind of doubt creeps in. The legend. An old man sits on his porch with his grandson, sipping lemonade and reminiscing. He'd want to be a traveling preacher. He'd been all set to leave home, but his father reminded him to pray for guidance. That very night his father died, and the man realized that Spirit was telling him to stay. Now his grandson appreciates the lemonade, and the old man smiles. He never regretted staying on the farm. Inspiration. Cool lemonade is a reminder that there's always a plan. If you were sidetracked from your path, then you will be guided back to your true calling. Personal inquiry. If my most powerful thoughts are a form of prayer, how can I live an active prayer? Key ideas. All prayers are answered. Following where life leads. Being of service. Fulfillment. Clarity, destiny, authenticity. So this is beautiful, and this has been a kind of pattern in every single pile today. There are things that we want. There are things on our path that, that we're striving toward, that are honestly happening, that are truly coming into fruition. But we have to be present with what is happening now, and understand that there is a reason for it all, right? And to not let the fears of the past, the old patterns come back and manipulate our thoughts into falling off, into doubt, right? Into insecurity of, is this truly going to happen? Am I lost? Am I veered off my path? Okay, it's coming into trust. It is saying my prayers have been answered. I have my lemons, right? I am on my highest path. My prayers are being answered, right? It is happening. It just might not look like how I thought it would look like, or, I didn't think this was part of it. It is like, but you can't see the whole thing. You are being moved to your highest path. You are being moved to your manifestation, to your desire. Okay, but you don't know the entire plan, right? You can't see it all. And so you have to dip into your heart, into the trust of, I'm exactly where I need to be at this moment. And I trust that when I'm meant to move on, what is meant to change, will happen when it's meant to happen. And for now, I am here. For now, there's something for me to learn here. There's something for me to be present with, right? And to take in. And maybe that's to control of the thought, of the fear, to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, to move, right? The King of Cups is the anchor in the rough waters, right? In the turbulent waters, he is the anchor. He finds his center in the unknown, right? When things are changing and shifting, okay? That we truly are heading towards our mastery and our highest creative path, okay? But things take time, and sometimes they're slower than we thought. Sometimes we're in a certain stage for longer than we had planned, okay? But we can't rush this. And the point is to not rush, to take it slow, to go at at the pace in which we're in, okay? And to be in that timing, to be in that pace, and to be present with it, and not trying to wish it was something else or going a different way, because that will only color the perception in a negative way, in the fear-based way, that is not the truth, right? The truth is my prayers are being answered. The truth is everything's happening for a reason, and I am where I'm meant to be, and things are beautiful exactly as they are and where I am at, right? And it might not be, it's only my mind, my fearful mind, that thinks it should be anything different than what it is, or happening in a different way. That's like my own control trying to take over, trying to manipulate, which would only, give me a shortened or a limited version of my manifestation. Spiritual union. So we do have the counterparts coming up again. So this could definitely have something to do with a love, a relationship, okay, a union of some kind. And to see what's happening is to bring you both closer together, or to bring you to a spiritual union. Okay, so even if things, and maybe these waters and these chaos or these changes that are happening, you're unsure of, what does this mean? What is this going to end up like? Ultimately, this is for you to come into union, and with some it's going to be a deeper, or a deep connection spiritually to a partner. To others, this is going to be coming into deep spiritual union with your higher self. Okay, and it's that regardless, but for some it's going to resonate with a partner, for others it's not. Okay, but it's for you to come into union with your masculine and feminine, to come into wholeness within yourself, right? To say that I've got myself no matter what, right? I can sail the open sea. I can take on these changes and be completely balanced within myself, be at peace. no matter what, right? My thoughts are always looking up. My thoughts are in the Most High. My thoughts are on my victory and success and in that trust. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Bottom of the deck, material and spiritual prosperity. Okay, that's where you're being led to your victory, to your success, to your outer world wanting to reflect the inner world that you've created, right? Come into more love, to come into more alignment, to come in more prosperity, right? That matches the spiritual healing that you've achieved. Okay. We have the Nine of Swords with courage. Okay, this is the upright position. This is the only deck that I'm going to take reversals because they have a reversal meaning. Specifically, this is the medieval tarot, by the way. And we have the Three of Wands in reverse with self-discipline. Okay, we got two more. Four of Swords with restriction. And the Nine of Cups with harmony. Yeah, it's amazing because the Nine of Swords, this gives me a whole different view of it, because the Nine of Swords can talk about negative thoughts, negative self-talk, anxiety, worry, depression. It's the intrusive thoughts. But here it's courage. And it does take courage to face those thoughts, right? When our thoughts are racing, when our thoughts become more negative or fear-based, and to talk ourselves down, to ground it and say, no, actually things are working out, right? I have a lot around me, I'm comfortable. I have people around me I can talk to. Things are not bad. They might be unknown. They might be in, disarray a little bit, but I'm okay, right? I'm going to show up and I'm going to make the best out of this process, knowing that my prayers are being answered, knowing that I'm on my highest path, and that doesn't always look how you think it would look, but it still doesn't make it not true, right? I'm having the courage to face my darker thoughts and the self-discipline, right? To face these thoughts that might look negative or scary, or an outer situation that might look negative or scary, right? But I have the courage to show up in my best, possible way, to be of service where I can be, to be my own best friend, to talk myself through it, to support myself through it, to connect with those around me so that they can help support me through it, to be vulnerable, to be open, right? Because it's okay, because we all experience these things and we all need help, okay? And it's funny. It's like we might be in a time of restriction, but that's only because we're being led to harmony. We're being led to a wish. We're being led to something that's been on our hearts, right? And so we're having to maybe discipline ourselves, restrict in some way at this time, at this moment, right? But only for a short time. And that takes courage, right? To even in those moments of restriction and of self-discipline, and of when we have to be, a little more structured, or a little more present, a little more strict within ourselves, or more on it, right? And we have to be disciplined within our perceptions. We have to be disciplined, that it might not look how I thought it would, but I'm still at peace. I'm still happy. I still know that my wish is on its way. I still know that I'm still on my highest path. I'm still creating my dream, right? My prayers are being answered. It's still happening for me. And so that will keep pushing me through, and I can find peace in that. I can find joy in that. I can find happiness knowing that these certain situations will end. It will change, right? We will move on. We'll always shift. And right now I'm just being asked to be a little more disciplined, a little more restricted in certain manners. And that's okay, because that's part of life as well, right? And I'm going to have courage to show up every day as my best self. I'm going to have courage to overcome the fear, overcome the negative thoughts, or, falling into negativity, falling into my old habits of, maybe soothing myself with pain, medication, or drugs, or booze, or, my old vices that I would have gone to, sugar, right? It's like I'm going to really discipline myself and be present with myself and be here for myself during this time, and get myself, support myself. And it's okay. I know it's okay. I know it's just how it is sometimes. It's not always, rainbows. Sometimes I'm literally looking out my window. It's not always sunshine, right? Even on the path to a dream, to a wish, it's not always sunshine. Okay, it means disciplining ourselves. It means restriction. It means that there's going to be still rainy days and gloomy days, right, where we can't go outside and it's freezing, and even though we want to, right? And so we have to make the best of it. We look for the good, because there is so much good, right? There are so many blessings still. There are so many things we can still do. There's so many, fun times we can still have, right? We can still hug and love and play with our loved ones, and enjoy ourselves and laugh. Okay, so that was your message, pile number 3. I hope this was helpful. I really wanted this to be helpful, to kind of steer us back, because I know I and many around me that I've been connecting with recently on a personal basis are going through many changes and shifts in our lives. And so it's always important to kind of ground us back and to kind of remind us that, yes, there are things that are happening. There are lessons to be learned. But in those lessons, we can still find the joy, and that is the joy is in learning as well, right? There is so much joy if we can put our focus in that joy, right? In the gratitude of learning. Okay, so thank you so much again. If you did resonate and you connected with this reading, please let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Also, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you want to connect one-on-one, you can book a personal reading with me down in the description box. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading, pile number 3. All of my love. Peace.